Good morning, everyone. It is 8:44 a.m. Eastern Time, June 19th, 2025, and the market, I believe, is only a half a day today, so volume probably wouldn't be high today. High volumes, I'm not expecting it. Usually before holiday, you have uh, traders. Here's a bunch of sellers that just came in. I'm still looking at this. When the volume is low, you just may have traders that are tidying up their positions, adjustments to their positions, just managing. All right, so what is this footprint telling us? Low to 9 EMA, with a couple of selling imbalances up in here. See, sellers were trapped here, but yet when this candle closed, we dropped down. These sellers were aggressive. They come in here. We only went down about 2 ticks, and the auction finished. Bunch of negative delta here. We're at the low. There's sellers that just came in. Very small amounts of buying came in over here. If we could stay below like 94.0, I'd be looking to go long, short. If you stay below it. Significant level, 93.25. See, insignificant on top, more significant on the bottom. So 93.0. Right in here. Got a comment, and one of the viewers said if I could explain what I'm looking at, what the intentions are, what the risk reward is. I do that on every, I'm explaining on every video. I'm just waiting for setups, and then I'll explain the setup. So we're finally getting past the 93s, and why was I looking at that? The deltas, you got some decent volume here, but deltas are very small, right? Like, take a look at this. These numbers here, it's very small delta. So when I have the deltas, it's pretty much in line with each other. There's nothing significant about that. So we just came back down again. We went down to a even number, 91 even. You got a bunch of selling imbalances. You got a lot of volume here. You got a lot of negative delta. So I'm just going to let this thing do its thing. And when I see a shift in the price action, I'll make a determination of what I want to do. Like right now. We go long right here. I know there's a bunch of sellers up here, but this is very insignificant to me. 20 buyers. This is not good here. I want to see more. We may come back up. That was a good little push. All right, we're above all that resistance. You may have some sellers coming here. You do got some buyers, though. This is good. Even though it's 28, it's still good. So let me up this so you guys could see it. I'm not looking for big numbers here. I mean, there's not a lot of... just going to keep the price action as it is. First trade of the day, testing the waters a little bit. We can't get above here. There's really no delta. It's 28.28. We can get a bunch of buyers in here. This is a strong candle compared to here. 2 down candles. So we're just hitting it and hitting it. Sellers aren't coming in, and buyers are very small. Okay? I'll let this come down maybe to the low again. If it goes below the low, see if we can hold the low. So you see the way it just punched down and came back up? It's going to make a second run. We'll see. You got a bunch of these sellers right here. You got a nice bunch of sellers. And we're going up higher. So now the next push up, right? I want to see at least a positive delta in this number. You see these numbers here? Bunch of sellers. I want to see this number here become positive. There you go, the positive. You see the positive hit? That's important. Now this is where we had a little bit of resistance before. We got to continue. You can't forget what prior price action is. All right, we had our positive delta. We still are. It's a little smaller now, though. You see, right in this number here. Now we're back to negative. That's not good. Okay. So do we continue with the positive delta? That was a nice move. You see what happened here? You got a couple of selling imbalances. That's okay because we got a bunch of buying up in here. All right, we got a bunch of positive delta. There can be a seller here, right? I don't think there's a seller holding it down. 89, 85, 120. This needs to come up. It's a point and a half. I usually keep things a little smaller there. This way I could take a look at it. So I try to explain what I'm looking at. And sometimes I'll look at a setup and there'll be an setup that just develops. And, you know, I'll look at both of them and see which one's going to give, which is a better probability and one that can earn me more. All right. Always take a look at the risk, reward. Bunch of sellers here. A lot of negative delta. You see right here, 113, 111. So we need to come above that, all right? So when I'm taking a look at a target, I'm looking at what has occurred and what's been there prior. So my expectations are to raise my stop, to lock in some gains, give it enough room, because if it's going to make a move, it doesn't need, 6 price points. It should make a move within a 1 or 2 price points. So you give up those couple of ticks to see if it'll go to where you think the target's going to be. All right. So right now, if we just take a look at this, we had buyers come in, we had sellers, then buyers, right? We have an unfinished auction here, we have an unfinished auction here. So we can still go up higher, but we still have to contend with this. All right. So if this candle retraces below here, we already know we have a support area, right? So we can look for an entry back in here before. Also want to see if any buyers come and start knocking these aggressive sellers out. And what I mean by that, and you need to have volume for that. These things are set up, it's diagonally. You see what happened here? POC popped up. Now, if we can't make it a low, right, we have 51. See what just happened here? So we had some more sellers come in, negative 44. That's the biggest one here so far. And the price action went up. Still haven't gone up past this candle. We're looking at that. We still have this negative delta here to contend to. All right. We had a negative delta here, but a bullish candle. All right. So if we become bullish, the delta should be positive. Right now we're negative. All right. So right now we're negative, but negative 12 is nothing. So we could actually push up here. But for me to go long here, 93, and then find some resistance here at 94.75, it just doesn't make sense for me to take that trade. Even though we're building all this positive delta here, that's okay. Right? We have some buyers are starting to crap out over here. Very small numbers coming back here. We're at the top of this candle. That looks good. See what just happened here? It came down, popped one, and then we have one come back. That's good. Over here, we're going to see some resistance. All right. Now, if I see the numbers bunching up, in other words, between ticks, here, 26 to 28, 28 to 10, that's good. 11 to 28, 59, don't like to see any of this. This I don't want to see here. I don't want to see negativeness with a positive delta if I'm going long, okay? Now we have positive delta, right? But nothing came back here. So you got market orders being hit into here. Just seeing 93.75. They're just adding to it, you see? Went from 68 to 79, 89 to 93, right? But what's happening? We're not able to go up any higher. Staying there. That's dangerous. When I say it's dangerous, is not a good entry. It's dangerous to enter here. Let's see. We sit on our hands until we see something. Now, am I bullish or bearish right now? We're in the middle of this candle. It could go either way. It's almost 9 o'clock. We'll see if that pushes in any more volume. Market's down 40 points today. And I took a long, right? I went long. That's the beautiful thing about scalping. All right, so over here at 93.50 is where we had a lot of buying, and then you see what happened? It did take off from there. So we your buyers here. To the sellers, nothing came back. Buyers are trapped again. Got a nice amount of delta here, but you got some strong sellers here. We got to. So unless we have a short, right? I'm not short right now. I want to take a long. Very small numbers in here, small deltas. Not significant. Probably not even worth your time thinking about. Went from 47 to 41 to 47 right here. You got to look at these candles. Okay, that's the ledge. Isn't much volume, very small volumes. Could be manipulated very easily. Right in here, very small volumes, 22 and 42 right in here. We could just consolidate here. Higher high and a higher low. So the volume's getting incrementally lower. You see, 35.20, 25.74, 11.40. Right now, we're half of that. We're even less than that. 7.58. Happening. Buying a balance right here. So we need to have more sellers here, and that buying imbalance will disappear. You got 132, 134 on the buyers. Before, remember, it popped up from there. So there was a bunch of buying. And this is what the candle looks like. So far, there's nothing going on. We got a minute, 23 seconds left of this candle. Thing shows up. I'm just going to call it a day. Candle, take a look at this candle. Take a look at the way, buyers came in. They couldn't get it any, higher than here. Then you take a look to the left, and you got a seller here. There's a big seller here. We got to overcome this to do anything major to go up. We have to overcome this, and there's very small numbers. They tried to push it. Okay, now you got a, right at 93 again. Look what happened. Boom, came back down again. A bunch of delta. Still, this is the significant delta that happened earlier. Came back up, they push it back down. The bearish candle. Buyers decided to come back in. So we just dumped. Now we got a new low. It is 905. This is a good area right now to go long because I can make some money here. This is still good. You see what's happening here? Now with all that buying, now we could move. There's a point in the quarter. This is no longer significant. So I bought it at 93 even, got out at 40. So 93 even, I bought it at, and I got out right here. Pretty much 94 and a quarter. Let's go ahead and put the trades out there. Show you what was done. Candle. You see this trade right here? The other trade was here. So we take a look here to here, and then from here to here. And that's the area. 93. We said we're going to focus on this area. It's where a lot of the price action happened. And we took trades off of that. Now, if I was still long, right, I'd be hurting. I'd be wondering, are we going to go back up here? And so you save time. You scalp it, and if you get another scalp, you go in and do it again. So the trades that I took, only 2 trades today, is here. Little scalps. That's it. There's trade 1 and 2. We could still be in it right now. Yeah, we can be. But you know what? There's other opportunity. Especially if you're trading different, different instruments. Maybe you're trading the ES. I'd stick to one, and maybe the Nasdaq. Maybe hitting, another index, or maybe it's oil or whatever. But this type of price action occurs in everything. So if you learn the order flow, you can pretty much adapt it to anything. So those are my 2 trades. There they are. Yeah, it's biting, coming back. It's like you're going fishing, right? It's trying to find a place to accumulate, and that's what you got to look at. Now, accumulation doesn't mean hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of, buyers or sellers. It just means consistently building, yet the price action isn't moving. So it's not going up any higher or any lower, even though the volume is picking up or decreasing. It's important, and it happens all the time. It doesn't have to be big numbers. It could be 20, 30 contracts. Remember, this contract here is this is the micros are really taken off of the mini. The volume's pretty much, I think it's arbitrage or something. I mean, but right now, I mean, it used to be, but now amount of volume. So this is able to keep up with the E-mini. So now we're still in the 93 zone, right? We did see a lot of this. If you take a look in here, you still have all this price action. We could take it and we could put a box around the price action. Let's say from here to here. Just box it all in. All right, so we could take this one off. This was one of my trades. Take that off. Here's another trade that I did. Take that off. That's it. I mean, if we could get above here, maybe there's an opportunity. If we get below here, maybe there's an opportunity. Price action is pretty much encased in here. This is insignificant here because the lows are here. So I didn't draw it all the way down here. There's no need. Now we're going above. The value area also, you see how big this value area is? From here to this blue line. Now we're in the middle, right? Trading has occurred in the top half. Yeah, 39, we came up 2 ticks. 59, we only came up 1 tick. You got 24 buyers. You got 11 came back on the selling. Do we move down? We've got a couple of buying imbalances here. This can be supported. This could be a support area. We may be going up a little higher now. You got 189 delta with 500 volume. So we're looking at about maybe a 1-to-4 ratio here. If we go to 200 to 600, let's just do the quick math. 2 to 600 is 1/3 delta pop. 1-to-3 ratio, that's good. When you're figuring things out and you're figuring numbers out, round off, right? Of course, the closer you get to it, the better. But round off, you could say, all right, this is 190. It's got I got 700 and 100. Now it's 1-to-7. Okay, so I'm getting a lot more volume, but the aggressiveness has calmed down. So what does that tell me? Unless the delta picks up, we're probably going to go down lower. Okay? The delta goes up, where is it going to go up? Is it going to go up down over here where most of the volume was? Or are we just accumulating volume in here? So now you're going to 200, so now you're back to 1-to-4. You see what happened here? And take a look at the delta, see if it comes up or down. So right now we're staying steady. It's just slowing down over here. We had a bunch of buyers. Came in, there was no selling or no passive buyers to move this up any higher. Aggressive buyers got trapped. Now remember, this was the step of the profile. The step of the profile is telling me, we have a lot more buying here. All right. Accumulation up in here. All right. And we're hitting it. So you see, we have one seller come back. All right. Over here is going to be resistance. Even though we came up here, we pulled back. So this is going to be a resistance area inside here. All right. I think once we get above the value area here, it's going to be, then we could possibly take this, 6 points or so. All right. So we are breaking out of this area. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do 5 candles. You got 43 seconds left. There is two-sided trading here, which I like. Also, this right here is an unfinished auction. So if I could get in anywhere between 94 and if I was bullish, like 94 even, you know, there is a possibility I would take that trade long if I could get in. But right now, volume is so sporadic. So we don't need this anymore. This looks good. We're right by the 9 EMA. So retail, 5-minute candle retail guys are looking at this. This is not breakout territory to me. We're at 95.0 to 94.50. I'll just pause the video for a second. Looking good now. You see how we're building? So if I'm going to take a breakout. I'm going to go about right here is where I want to be. 1-to-3 ratio, that looks good. I got enough leeway here. Let this play out a little bit because if we just take a big push up, we're probably going to push at least a point past where I am. See the volume just pick up? Same thing happened. Now you get sellers back in here. You see it just went from 18 to 26. 29, that's looking good. Buyers are getting trapped. We still don't have any buying yet. We're making a support area right about here. $120, $122, you see that? $125, $126, $129, $130. That's good. You got buyers starting to accumulate here. There it is. It's above these candles primarily. 124, 159. Okay. So now we'll see if is there a seller sitting here, right? It could be. We didn't get much volume in here. It could be a seller, right? So this is showing us about a support right now. 95.0 even. I'd like to see this number here. I'd like to see more selling come in actually. Not much. A little bit. All right, we're in. 46.51. Still looks good. We have 51 on top. We have 21 back. That's good. Okay, but it's a very slow process here. We just got some sellers. Got some buying, aggressive buying. That's looking good. We'll just give it a couple of seconds. Problem getting past here. We're above the 9 EMA as well. Yep, it's trying to. 105. Okay. 49. So right here is the resistance point now. Makes a lot of sense. 1-to-3 ratio over here. That's still looking good. This is not. Here, you see this? You got the aggressive buyers. But no selling came back. Now we were holding the support here, which I'm still okay with. We were holding a lot of the support. We had a lot of buying. Now basically, very small amount. We could just blow by this pretty quickly. In other words, it'll come back down in this area, right? We did have some buyers up here, right? So we do have buying support. Got some aggressive buying here. Got a bunch of sellers right up in here. We're okay with that. I'm okay with that. It is 9:19, so we should be getting a little more volume in here, like at 9:30. I want to be done with this trade. That was good that it just, yeah, participants are hesitant right now. Get a push of volume. We could be okay. Very small amounts of volume is not good, okay? We did have buyers here, and we did have buyers here. We have more come back. So this is actually looking better now that we have the sellers come in, okay? Sellers, that just became the POC. That was significant. All right, so the POC went from below here to above here. That's good. All right, that's good if you're long. It just came down. These sellers here are getting trapped. Buyers came in here. I'm gonna go to a 1-to-1 ratio. About right there. I don't like the price action. Just up my game there. If I need to. I raise my stop. I'll never decrease risk. I'll never increase the risk. I'm going bullish now, so I'm not going to go ahead and drop my stop back down. I'm going to leave it go like this. I don't price action. It could go either way now. We're getting close to 9:30. A little bit of market manipulation. Do is if we just stay and consolidate in here, I will get rid of my target and leave my stop. And by getting rid of my target at 9:30, if we get a swell up where buyers start coming in, stop up incrementally and catch the profit there. I don't want to have to manipulate both, because at that point it's going to be pretty volatile. It's going to go up and down, up and down. See, here's what's happening here now. So we do have buyers coming in now. It is getting closer to 9:30. At 9:25, we'll probably see something. So I'm just going to let this ride out. You know, we've been here before. Still looks good. Looks like we'll do another push, but I'll go here. I'm not going to be greedy. We've been stop up. So 8 point, what do we have? Point and 3/4. All right, that's it. We're at 40 minutes here. The open will be at 9:30. That'll be in 6 minutes. But if you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and comment. I do have a live stream that I opened up. I'd like to get some feedback on that as well. What can I do better? So I'll post the live stream. Well, it's posted. So wherever you found this video, you should be able to find that one as well. It's probably going to be it for me for trading today. And I'll tomorrow, I believe, is a new trading day. So I'll be there. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll get back to you on the next one. All right. If you celebrate this holiday, have a good holiday.